Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing on today? I am super duper excited because guess what, guys? Rosie Lee is hanging out with us here at the cafe on today. And guys, this is her new release, The Gardens of Eden. Check out that cover. We're going to talk about that, talk about the title, all of that good stuff. And she just might spill a little bit of tea about her amazing new novel, The Garden of Eden. Of course, you guys know what to do here on the cafe. Like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to come on down to the cafe because we're talking to author Rosie Lee on today. Now, author Rosie Lee, I get excited. And a lot of times when I get excited, I sing. So now, guys, Rosie Lee is joining us today at the cafe as well. And now I'm going to allow you, my friend, to introduce yourself to the people.
Sure. So, hello, everybody. As you have heard, I'm Rosie Lee. I write family dramas with a happy ending. The question is, how long will they be happy and what will happen on the way there? Ooh. You said you wanted the tea, so there you go.
Oh, okay.
Came with it. That's
well, you're
right.
giving us the Rosie. I don't got it. So I'm like, oh, okay, clutch the pearls. Y'all get ready. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. Now, Rosie, again, thank you so much for accepting the invitation, coming and hanging out with us here at the cafe, talking about your new novel, The Garden of Eden. Okay, so we got to talk a little bit about this cover, which is gorgeous, by the way. And I see behind you, you got the whole ambiance of the flowers and all of that stuff. But please tell us about this cover of the Gardens of Eden.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. It makes me so happy that the cover is resonating with people so much. As you can tell, or probably guess, I really love flowers. I mean, my name is Rosie, so that probably has a little something to do with it. And so I really wanted to show people about me, but also I wanted them to feel the luxury and the colorfulness of the Garden family as they experience the cover.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with us. And of course, you got the 4 individuals, and we're going to talk about that, that is represented on the cover as well. Now, I love a cover and I love a nice title as well. Now, you kind of did a little bit of play on words, The Gardens of Eden. And of course, it's spelled with an I, right. I in Gardens as well as Eden. Tell us about this title. And Rosie, okay, if I can get you to spill some tea. Okay. Now, was this your working title, my friend? Or no, this title kind of came later on? Tell us a little bit about it.
This was my title. The book is about the Garden family, and they live in the fictional town of Eden, Georgia. So the way I'll start it is to tell you that there is in my town of Eden, Georgia is fictional. Okay. So they live in the fictional town of Eden, Georgia, I should say. There is a real town of Eden, Georgia, spelled the traditional way. And so the spelling came because I wanted my fictional town to be set apart from the actual town, because my fictional town was founded by previously enslaved people. And so I didn't want to, upset anyone who lives in Eden, Georgia, or who's from the actual town of Eden, Georgia, because I didn't want to try to rewrite the history of that town. And so that's the reason for the spelling change from EDEN to EDIN. And so, of course, then I just followed suit with the way that I spelled the family's last name.
Wow. I love that. I love that. Now, for you, again, can you share with us a little bit about what inspired this story?
Sure.
How did it come to you? How did it come about to get the story that we have now, The Gardens of Eden?
So I knew that I wanted to write about a family. I like writing about complicated families and friendships. And so I knew that I wanted my debut novel to be about a family. And the idea that popped in my head was just one day, I just always wondered what happened after the stories in the Bible. I just always wondered, you read the story, you doing a devotional or hear a sermon or, whatever. And I just always like, well, what happened after? And so I decided to get a little creative and to make up, a fictionalized version. But again, I got creative and took two characters from the Old Testament, Ruth and
Okay.
Naomi, and put them in the same family with, I shouldn't say two characters, two women
Uh,
from the Old Testament, put them in the same family as two women from the New Testament, and those were Mary and Martha. So
yes.
it's not doctrinally sound. I don't want to offend anyone. But again, I just got creative. And so I was just always really intrigued with the story of Ruth. And of course, back in biblical days, it was expected that if a woman's husband died, that she would marry one of his relatives. But I thought, well, what would happen in present day if that happened?
Oh,
Particularly because it's not so common in present day, right?
right.
Particularly in a wealthy family. Just judging from our current cultural norms, people would say, "Ooh, she's a gold digger."
Oh.
So I wanted to play around with that idea.
Oh, okay. I love that. I love that. Well, guys, if you are just joining us, we are hanging out with author Rosey Lee on today. As you can see, I am super duper excited. This is her novel, The Gardens of Eden. And guys, it is hot off the press. We will definitely be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of this story as well. And she shared with us a little bit about the title and the cover and what inspired this story. And of course, if you guys have a question or two for Rosey Lee, put it in the comment section as well. They are giving you some cover love. Veronica Lockett is saying
Thank
a
you.
gorgeous cover, Rosey Lee. I
Thank
love that.
you.
Hey,
Thank you.
Sharon Blunt, author Sharon Blunt is joining us. Thank you for joining us on today. We have
Hello.
Tiffany Jones of Tiff's Happy Place hanging out with us on today. We have Veronica Lockett hanging out with us today, and Ola hanging out with us today, Ola Lawson. So again, thank you guys for joining us as well. Now, Rosey, I want you to share a little bit about your writing style. And when it came to the book, The Gardens of Eden, what came first for you, my friend? Was it the characters
Mhm.
or was it the plot? Look,
Sure.
spill a little tea for us.
I absolutely started with the characters.
Okay.
As I mentioned, just wondering what happened after the stories told in the Bible. So I like to say that my characters are loosely inspired
Okay.
by the women of the Bible. Because if you it, frequently it's just reading about them, you pick up on certain personality traits. It's certainly people talk about them in Bible studies and devotional. So I didn't have to get too creative with that kind of the foundations or the core of their personalities.
Okay.
But so I took that from the Bible, but then again asked myself, what would that personality trait, like how would it manifest in current day in an African American woman? And so I again really just played around with those and drew them out and had a lot of fun. So yeah, so for example, in the Bible, Naomi's really had a difficult time. She's lost her husband, her two sons, and she talks about, just how bitter her life is, which, hey, that makes sense, right? She went through some tough things.
Mhm.
In present day, you could say, I wonder if she's a little dramatic. So I made Naomi a bit dramatic.
Okay. Okay.
And with Martha, she was very much, about taking care of tasks. She clearly had a heart of service, but she really prioritized getting things done over quality time.
Okay.
And so I made her a physician who's very particular,
Mm.
and also a bit messy.
Okay. Okay. Ooh, okay. Did y'all hear
Little bit.
that? I love that. I love that. Now, when you think about all of the characters in this book, and it could be, any of the four women in this book, it can be, some side characters or what have you. Is there a character that for Rosey Lee was the most interesting or fun for you to write? And then on the flip side, is there a character that at moments gave you pause, that you kind of had to sit with that character, think about what you wanted to say, all of that good stuff? So two-part question there. If you could share a little bit about that.
Sure. So I always say I don't have favorites, and it's
Okay.
not because I'm trying to, be fair to them. It's really true because it depends on the day and kind of, what how I'm feeling. Which one I'm kind of feeling the most. But I would say overall, I might say that the answer to both questions is Martha.
Okay.
She was a lot of fun to write, but also very challenging to write.
Oh, okay.
And really surprised me. Like, I didn't initially intend for Martha to be so out of control, but that's just where the story went. She's the hottest of messes. People have strong feelings about Martha.
Okay.
They definitely do.
Tell us a little bit about when you was writing this. Are you more of a plotter or a pantser? Meaning, did you kind of let the characters, you got into your writing cave, you kind of let the characters speak to you, and y'all just had fun and you had at it? Did you map it out with the outline? What was that process like for you?
Sure. I'm usually in the middle. I do a bit of both. So I do just what I call light outlining. So I have an idea of the story arc, and I will really just take a sheet of paper and will write out a one-line description of what happens in each chapter.
Okay.
And then I kind of just overall what I see happening. And then I'll drill down a bit and do it by scene. And for me, that's really my outline. I do that for the whole book. But then and that's all that I do in terms of outlining.
Okay.
And then I just start writing. So sometimes I may have some specific ideas of what happens, like details in those scenes. If so, I'll write those down, but I don't force myself to write those down. So it's not a very detailed outline at all. It's a very loose outline. And I use that word outline very loosely. And then I just write scene by scene. So that's where the kind of pantsing piece comes in. And then sometimes I'll decide, okay, I need to add in a scene here, or I'll move. I thought I wanted this to happen here, so I'll move it there. And so for me, that's how it's kind of a bit of a mixture of both.
Nice. If you guys are just joining us, we are hanging out with author Rosey Lee. And guys, we are talking about her new release, The Gardens of Edin. Check out that cover as well. And of course, if you guys have a question or two or a comment for Rosey, be sure to put it in the comment section as well. Now, Rosey, tell us a little bit about, you did share with us that you created this fictional town of Edin, Georgia. What was that like for you to create this town for these people to live in? Did you do some of your own research? Did you do like story maps of creating, like where certain things was going to be? What was that experience like for Rosey?
So the inspiration for the town really came from wondering for years what would happen if towns that were founded by previously enslaved people were allowed to thrive. So I thought about places like Roberts Settlement in Indiana, in Eatonville, Florida, where Zora Neale Hurston is from. And Eatonville still exists. But, as we know, historically, there were lots of things that have been lots of barriers that have been put in place that prevented that town from thriving. Though we are still very thankful that they are there and growing. But I wondered what would have happened if they were just allowed to excel and just grow without any limitations. And so that's what Edin is. And so I did research on towns and kind of just pull some things and then got creative with others.
Nice. Now, okay, so we're gonna spill just a little bit of tea. If there was a person that this is their first time hearing about the Gardens of Edin, or they see it on the bookshelves, or they're online and they see this book and they want to grab it, can you give us a little short snippet or short synopsis of what this story is about?
Sure. So this story is about the four garden women who live in the fictional town of Eden, Georgia, and they are fighting for control of the family's multi-million-dollar peanut business, as well as
Mm.
over status in the community and status in the family. So I describe it as a messy family drama with a happy ending.
Okay, did y'all hear that? A messy family drama with a happy ending. So I think we have Helen Gibson hanging out there. Helen, I think this is your type of read. Okay, I love that. I love that. Now, overall, before you share with us a little snippet, and guys, she's gonna give us a little snippet of the Gardens of Eden. Before you do that, can you share with us? After you finished this story, you fleshed it out, and you went through, the editing process and all of that. What did Rosey enjoy about writing the Garden of Eden?
Sure. So, I feel like we go through so much drama in our real lives, particularly with families, and sometimes things don't work out. And so I enjoyed writing a family that has some real serious issues with keeping secrets from each other and also not admitting things to themselves. And those are things that I think a lot of us can identify with. But things don't always work out in real life. So I really just enjoyed making it work out for these people. I enjoyed writing a Black family that's relatable, and complicated and messy, but beautiful, and wealthy, and they live on their own private estate, and they have a lake, and they're just living their best lives, and they wear designer clothes. They're just living their best lives. But I wanted just to take their happiness to a more real and truthful level, and I think I was able to do that because I solved their problems.
I love that. I love that as well. Well, guys, I know you're on the edge of your seats and you're ready for a little bit of the Gardens of Eden. And I'm going to allow Rosey to kind of set the scene. She's going to set the tone, all that good stuff of what she's getting ready to share. And Rosey, we are ready when you are, my friend.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to read about a page from the first chapter, which is available online. It's on my website. And I think it's on most retailer outlets too, or at least some of them. So as Ruth sped up the front walk to Naomi's cottage, she smoothed the soft fabric of the black V-neck pencil dress she wore. She hardly noticed the multicolored flashing Christmas lights Naomi had placed in the bushes that afternoon. Ruth's schedule had been filled with back-to-back meetings since she took the helm of Garden Family Enterprises after Beau's death, and it was beginning to weigh on her. She was grateful when she noticed the small details she used to obsess about previously, but Ruth couldn't deal with Naomi's unauthorized holiday decisions. Though Christmas remained Ruth's favorite time of the year, she had no time to commit to her tradition of coordinating decorations at the four homes on the family estate. Without someone to rein her in, Naomi was prone to go overboard. She couldn't help it. A simple decorated bush could morph into a flood of string lights, cascading from the fountain in the front yard with a sea of candy canes and inflatables spilling into the street. Ruth slowed as she accessed the steps of the wraparound porch, digging inside her black Brandon Blackwood tote until she found a scratched, heart-shaped keychain. She inserted the single key in the door lock, but decided the evening might go better if she rang the doorbell instead. As she eased the key from the lock, the door opened. "I was wondering what took you so long to come up to the house. It's too early for you to be sleeping in the driveway again," Naomi said with a sly grin. She extended her arms in a broad V shape, with her silver curls falling below her shoulders and white oversized cardigan draping her petite frame. She looked like a mischievous angel. "When did you see me sleep in the driveway?" Ruth asked as she crept toward Naomi, extending her arms to return the greeting. "Almost every night," Naomi replied. She wrapped her arms around Ruth and squeezed while she rubbed her back.
Guys, there you have it. She just gave us a snippet of the Gardens of Eden. It is hot off the press. As I said, we will definitely be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of the Gardens of Eden. And Rosey, so this is a story. It definitely has all the feels, and we love a story with all the feels as well. So guys, again, we will be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of the Gardens of Eden. Of course, if you have a question or two for Rosey Lee, put it in the comment section as well. Tiffany Jones said, "Awesome snippet." She is keeping y'all on your toes. We know that she has been sleeping in the driveway.
Well, why? Don't y'all want to know
why? But
why? What be doing in that driveway, y'all?
Look, why is she sleeping in the driveway? So to find out why, definitely get you a copy of the Gardens of Eden. Now, Rosey, here at the cafe, my friend, we have to play a round of this or that. But I promise you, there is no right or wrong answer because it is all things according to Rosey Lee. Are you ready, my friend?
I am ready.
All right. First up, big city or small town?
Small town.
Okay. Glass half full or glass half empty?
Always half full. Always. Okay. All about optimism.
All right. Now for Rosey Lee, is it one day or day one?
Day one.
All right.
It's a journey. We're excited about the journey.
I love it. I love it. Now, Rosey Lee, are you a morning person, my friend, or a night owl?
Ooh, now that is a question. So I will tell you, before I wrote this book, I was a morning person. Okay. But this book has changed my life. It's like there's not enough time in the day. So I frequently find myself burning the midnight oil. And I'm still programmed to wake up early, but because I'm staying up so late, sometimes it doesn't always work out that way.
Okay. Now, Rosey, we're taking a trip, my friend. Are we going on a plane ride or road trip?
Definitely a plane.
Okay. Look, Rosey, for you, it was like no questions asked. We're going on a plane. If the distance is there, we're going on a plane. Okay,
that's
love that.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right, we're going on another trip. Are we going to the beach or are we going to the mountains?
Absolutely the beach.
Okay, I love that. I love that. Now, Rosey, this one is for the cafe. You gotta let the people know.
Okay.
Are you team tea or team coffee?
So definitely team tea. Definitely team tea. I enjoy coffee, but when I write, I drink tea.
Oh, okay. So so going into that, is that one of your writing must-haves when you're in the writing cave?
It's a writing probably have.
Okay.
Is that okay? I just made that up. It's a probably
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Without it, but it'll probably be there.
I love it. I love it. Well, of course, Rosey, there is a giveaway. I know what the giveaway is going to be. And guys, I think you guys are going to love it as well. Can you share with us what your giveaway is going to be on today?
Oh my goodness. I think I forgot to pull one out, but it is a gold foil bookmark. And I'm so sorry. I didn't bring one here, but it's a beautiful gold foil bookmark that it's black with flowers from the artwork on the cover of the book, and it's got gold outlines around it. It's really beautiful. And on the back side, it's got the cover of the book and just a few words about it.
And guys, I have seen this gold foil bookmark. It is gorgeous, by the way. And the winner on today will get a gold foil, the Gardens of Eden bookmark. And so, Rosey, what we're going to do is I'm going to need your help. Okay. I'm going to go up and down the comment section, my friend, and you're going to tell me when to stop. And that person will be the winner of our giveaway. Okay. I am ready.
I can't see, but I'm going to cover my eyes anyway, just for drama, because I'm a little bit like Naomi. All right, stop.
Tony Bonita, you are the winner of the gold foil bookmark of the Gardens of Eden. Yay. If you will inbox us your information, I'll be sure to get that to Rosey Lee on today, and we'll get that out to you. Thank you so much for that as well. Rosey, it has been amazing hanging out with you and talking about the Gardens of Eden. And so I want you to answer this for us with this amazing story with all the feels. a little bit of drama, all that good
Mhm.
stuff as well. What is it that you want readers to take away from this story?
I love that question. I want readers to feel that they have experienced a little break from their regular everyday lives. They've had some entertainment, but they've connected with characters. It's funny, I met a bookseller last weekend who said that reading the book felt like a warm hug. And that's what I want people to feel. I want people to feel that warm hug. I want people to pick up on some things that they can relate to, and hopefully maybe even pick up on some tools or some ways to look at things in their own lives. I think that's part of the hug too. So, that's what I hope for people.
I love that. I love that. And of course, I know they want to know where they can get their hands on a copy of The Gardens of Eden. And it is available in ebook as well as print copy. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, as well as audiobook also.
As well as audio. And y'all know
Mhm.
we love that when books are available in all three formats. So there you have it. Audiobook, ebook, and print. You can get your hands on a copy of The Gardens of Eden. And Rosey Lee is going to share with us where you can get it from.
Yes, it's available everywhere books are sold. I love saying that.
I love that.
And if people are audiobook lovers, I'm happy to share that Bonnie Turpin, who is a fantastic narrator, is the person who did the audiobook. And I've been hearing just wonderful, wonderful things from people. So not only do I love it, but other people love the audiobook too. So you should definitely check it out if you're into audiobooks.
I love that. I love that. And of course, Rosey Lee, you have to share with us, how can we stay connected with you, my friend?
Sure. I am on social media at Rosey Lee Books, Rosey Lee, Lee Books. And my website is roseyleebooks.com. So it's all the
I
same thing.
love that.
Rosey Lee
And
Books.
Rosey, when they go to your website, is there a newsletter that they can stay connected with you? Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So on my website, you can sign up for my newsletter. You can also see an illustration of the Garden family estate, this wonderful place that the Garden family lives, or where they live in Eaton, Georgia. There's also a playlist if you'd like to check that out. It's a
Rosey.
Spotify
Okay.
playlist.
See,
So
Rosey,
yeah.
you don't spill some tea. We like a playlist over here at the cafe.
Okay.
So
Well, you
look. So
should check
Rosey,
out.
you got to tell us a little bit about this playlist and how we can listen to this playlist. So tell us about the playlist.
Sure. So if you go to my website, click on the tab that says Gardens Goodies, you'll see the map, and you will see a screenshot of the Spotify playlist. And so it's hyperlinked. So just click on it and it'll take you right to Spotify.
I love it. I love it. And speaking of playlists, Rosey, what was that like? Did you have songs that just came to you as you was writing this story, or what have you? Did you listen to it while you was writing it, or how did your
Sure.
playlist come about?
Sure. I did listen to it as I wrote it. But what I did is, just as I would hear songs, just as I was thinking about the book, I would say, "Oh, this sounds like something that should be played during this scene." Very much like someone, like if you went to a movie and kind of how you think about a soundtrack. So that's how I really approached it. What
Nice.
song would be appropriate for this important part of the film? I mean, of the book. That's funny. In Jesus' name, film, right? Um,
Yes.
and right, yeah. Hello, film option. And so that's how I really approached it, and just songs that I thought really captured different sentiments of of kind of what the women were going through, or just the book overall.
I love that. And again, thank you for spilling a little bit of tea and sharing with us that there is a playlist. Because, like I said, we enjoy a good playlist. It has been amazing hanging out with author Rosey Lee on today, guys, talking about her new release, The Gardens of Eden. As she has shared, is available in audiobook, ebook, and a print copy. Of course, you can stay connected with her by going to her website, following her on social media, all of that good stuff, signing up for her newsletter. And of course, guys, once you read this amazing story with all the feels, by the way, let me tell you, definitely make sure you leave a review. I know that author Rosey Lee will be so appreciative about that. And not only leave a review, but guys, tell a friend to tell a friend about the Gardens of Eden as well. It has been amazing, Rosey Lee. And of course, I want to allow you, my friend, to have the last words of what you want to say to the people.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful plug. And I love meeting readers, and this has been great seeing the comments and the well wishes and feedback. And I'm looking forward to connecting with y'all, hopefully on social media. And if you want to sign up for the newsletter, there too.
I love it. I love it. Well, thanks again, Rosey. Guys, that is our show. I'm Angela Anderson of Angel's Literary Cafe. Of course, you can follow me on YouTube. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Angela Anderson YouTube. You can also follow me here on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram, Angela Anderson Presents. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the cafe. Let them know that we spill a little bit of tea about new releases and we talk with the authors, all of that good stuff. And we love your feedback as well. So, as we always say, have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we see you later. And make sure to get a copy of The Gardens of Eden. Have a great day.
Thank you.